Today we're going to be taking you through the two main directions that you want to keep in mind when you're creating your cities and city skylines. First is your north-south line, or the direction where the sun comes from, depending on where your latitude and longitude is for your city. And the next is the natural alignment with Terrain Painter, which we'll go through in greater depth later in the video. If you enjoy this, please feel free to leave a comment below and pop over to Twitch and see me over there. We stream quite regularly. It'd be great to have you over there and I can answer any questions you've got on stream. To find where north is, we're going to place down a building that casts a nice straight shadow and then make sure that we've got our time of day set to 12 o'clock. Then to find our north-south line, all we do is place a road directly in line with the building's shadow. If you're in the northern hemisphere, where the shadow comes from is south, and if you're in the southern hemisphere, that's north. Next direction, which we'll cover off a little bit later in the video, is the natural straight line that you can create using Terrain Painter. Once you've created your straight line, tuck a road directly beside it, and we'll save this one for later on in the video. When we create this tree lane beside this field, you'll notice how much shadow the trees cast over the field itself. If you're a farmer, this is not good. You don't want your crops shaded any more than they need to be. What we want to do instead is place our tall tree lanes parallel to the north-south line. You'll notice now that the trees are shading their own roots as opposed to the crops. Where possible, place tall trees on the sunny side of a road. That way the trees are shading the road as well as opposed to the field. When placing trees east-west, try to use shorter trees that don't cast a shadow over the field. These will still give some wind protection in a real life scenario, but will have the added advantage of not shading crops. And now you'll see that areas that are shaded in the morning get sun in the evening and vice versa. Okay, now that we've covered the north-south line, let's talk about the Terrain Painter alignment. You'll remember we painted this road earlier on in the video. Aligning your roads with Terrain Painter like this makes it nice and easy to create clean Terrain Painter lines when painting things like gravel, grass, or ruined textures. Although this can get a little bit monotonous throughout the city if your entire city is aligned this way, for certain projects, it can create a very easy way to provide nice, clean gravel lines and interactions with other environments. There are two other ways that we can clean up our terrain painting if Terrain Painter is not going to play ball. The first one is using a set of assets called brushes from the workshop. I'll place a link to these assets in the description below. But basically what these assets allow you to do is to paint nice clean shapes without using Terrain Painter. One word of warning is that these do count towards your prop limit, so you may want to proceed with caution. Another way to clean up terrain is using ploppable surfaces. Again, I'll put a link to these on the workshop in the description below. These surfaces allow you to very easily place precise placement of gravel, pavement, asphalt, and grass. One caveat is that these do need to be placed on perfectly flat terrain, otherwise you end up with elevation issues. But once you get the hang of them, it can create extremely precise, really clean looks to your projects. And there you have it, folks. Those are the two directions that you really want to pay attention to when you're creating or detailing your city. I hope you've enjoyed this quick video. We're going to be doing more of these over time as we explore how we're making our cities look the way they look. If you want to ask me anything, chuck it down in the comments below or hit me up on Twitch. I stream there quite regularly and it'd be great to see you over there. Thanks everybody. Catch you later.